saw Sky walking in, looked moving pretty good. Is he back today practicing?
We'll see. I'd put him on the doubtful list, but we'll see today. He shocked me how good he looked yesterday. I just, I know it's a longer season than one game.
When you say doubtful for the game, that means for the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, we'll see. I'm not trying to mislead anybody, especially not Buzz. He and I are close friends. So.
And how tough is that when it was a soft tissue injury? And how much is it just Sky?
You're impressing me with your soft tissue reference. Look, I just, not to stay away from specifics, that I think you got to make sure that you guys are healthy, before this, but with injuries like that, you don't want to re-aggravate it. So.
Do you have a sense that the guys realize that obviously you need to get off to a better start after the last two games?
That'd be an understatement. Yeah, look, the guys aren't trying to go 0 for the 3-point line. I try to keep them focused on the problem. I think the biggest thing in life, especially with nowadays with all the noise behind us building a new dorm, and is the noise. You got to stay focused on what you need to get better at. Not whether shots go in, but shot selection. Okay, what we need to become defensively. Until we have a culture of toughness and getting stops, which I thought we had in our first scrimmage. I have to focus on that. But when it comes to getting off to a good start, it's the defensive end. And then what you can control on offense is shot selection and making sure that your best players touch the ball. That you can control.
You mentioned that scrimmage. I mean, that looked like one of your best runs you've ever had here, and you've had some great runs, right?
Well, the other team didn't score in the first 7 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
That's how you get off to a good start, to answer your question.
Yeah. Have you ever gone back and shown them that just as a reminder?
We're way past that. We've already done that.
With Brandon at the 5, obviously gives you toughness, gives you everything. Does he give you enough that you can kind of roll with that through the
tough to say because
Big Ten play?
He was playing. He had a stomach reaction and cramping in both legs, and was trying to play with that. So he wasn't the guy that practiced the day before. So tough to say. We'll see.
You said you were, past showing the San Diego State game to show what the team can be like. What are your messages to try and build up their toughness now?
Basically, nothing beside that I haven't said from day one. Just continue to show them that we will embrace becoming a good defensive team at all cost. So, at all cost. Whether it's we don't practice offense the rest of the year. Because we will not win giving up 45 and 42 in the first half of games on the road in the Big Ten. You will not win. So we have to do whatever we have to do. Change defenses, change players, change the way we practice. Whatever has to happen for us to become a better defensive team.
Is there anyone you're encouraging to be more vocal on the team?
We have great guys on our team. That being said, it's good that, I'm not running the Peace Corps or the Salvation Army, and I'm not running the Boys and Girls Club. I need great defenders. So they're all, yes, to answer your question, yes. They're frustrated with each other, showing in practice. I think there's been, the way to get progress is when they start to correct each other. Like, come on, man. He's told you a million times, stay in front of the ball. Just stay in front of him. Just don't let this guy go. Don't let Eric Daly drive left. We're talking about practice. Like if you don't know your teammate, whoever your teammate is, your guard, if you don't know him and what he wants to do, how are we going to know that another guy? Actually, because with switching and transition defense, how are we going to know another team twice a week? And you don't know what this guy likes to do. I mean, it just shows like that's the only way you can become a good defender. And it's accountability. So they're trying with that.
Is it harder to teach that stuff now in this new era?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would say though, it's harder for everybody.
Right.
Not so much for the rare guys. That have got 3 and 4 year players back. There's got like Buzz and I are very close friends. Last year at A&M, he had like his whole team back, which like I think he had 7 or 9 seniors. Most of them had been on his team 3. They were who he had trained. He had trained that team. Like a Purdue this year.
Does that change your thought process going forward of like, hey, when I hit the portal, I gotta get guys with as many years left as possible?
Yeah, but you're assuming they're going to stay. So what you're saying is you get a guy that's got 3 years left. You're assuming he's going to stay for the next 2. I think the answer might be more get somebody that comes in with the right habits. Defensively, toughness-wise, competitive-wise, because you can't change them in 6 months. That would be but as far as, you're always trying to recruit guys that have winning habits.
Yeah, how difficult is that to assess? And again, just from transfer portal recruiting, where you haven't built a relationship over many.
Yeah, it's different. Like in the old days, you recruit a guy 2-3 years, and see a guy 2-3 years in high school, and so it's a lot. 2 weeks you're trying to assess it.
I know this is not high on your list of priorities, but attendance at Poly, what can be done to get it better?
Yeah, that's a Martin Jarman question.
What does it mean to have, you've been there with great crowds, what does that mean when you do have it?
Well, I would tell you this. It's the simplest question ever. I mean, having a great home crowd is awesome. Simplest question ever. I don't think you can expect it over your holiday break. So, we've been on break for a long time. So, those type of games. But when you're in a pro city, you're probably going to have to wait till conference play and your kids are back at school. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. And when you say it's a Mark Jarman question, you mean it's more of like a marketing pricing type stuff?
No, I think, there's only so many things I can worry about.
Go back to portal construction.
I've been getting that since my days at Murray State. Donors, fans, friends of mine come with ideas for marketing, tickets. They have whole divisions of the athletic department to worry about that. Don't you? Can you imagine? Imagine having to raise $10 million to pay your team, and you have to do it because the athletic department fundraisers raise money for the athletic department. So, I'll leave the marketing up to the marketing department.
Yeah.
Not that I'd be any good at it anyway. So I mean, so back to LeVar Ball, I'll stay in my lane. I already got enough lanes, buddy.
Yeah. One last question though, if I could. It's no secret that you've gone to the neutral site NIL games.
Yeah.
They could, in theory, be at Poly, right? I mean, is there a trade-off?
Everybody in the country is doing what we're doing. Would you agree with that?
I think there are some teams that still have
No.
non-conference.
We did. We played Arizona State home and home. We played one. They're a high major team in the Big 12. And everybody said we got to keep Pac-12 rivalries. But everybody else, everybody in the country has got to raise money and is playing neutral site games. Everybody. Unless you know some donors that want to give me $5 million to pay players, we got no choice.
Coach, you guys are honoring Dave Roberts on Saturday,
Yeah.
I think. You want to speak to that for a second?
Yeah, he's awesome. I mean, I will tell you that Coach Roberts is probably and will always go underrated, because when you have great players, although John Wooden didn't go underrated, I would say, obviously I was 3 years old at that time, but he was probably underrated back then because people were probably jealous and he's got the best players. His appreciation probably came later. Maybe that'll happen for Coach Roberts as well. It's not easy to win. I don't care who's on your team. I don't care what your payroll is. It's never underestimate winning, because there's so many variables that play into it. And for him to win 3 titles in the last 4 or 5 years, is unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Aside from he's just a great loyal Bruin and the first guy to contact me when I got the job, and was always so supportive. Just a great guy. So it's cool. It'd be cool for our fans to have him back.
Did you see the T-shirt? You got him on?
Somebody told me it was awful.
You haven't seen it?
No, somebody told me. Again, try to stay in my lane, man. Try to stay in my lane. I listen, LeVar had a lot of wisdom. You just had to sift through it.
You talked about some of the guys, you gave the example struggling to stay in front of Eric's left hand. And I imagine that was the same issue with Boyd against Wisconsin. How do you kind of fix some of those scouting report adherence issues? Where do those stem from?
Play the guys that can get it done. Not to go with the Coach Knight, bench sends message, pass on bench sends message to brain. Just you got to try to play the guys that can get that done. I mean, it's really it's not rocket science. All you can do is go to work every day and keep trying to teach guys and improve guys, teach guys and stay committed to it. You can never give in. You can never give in as a coach. You can never give in.
Are some of those issues confounding because you have an older
All
team?
players have that. Everything is confounding in my life, just so you know.
Going back to the portal.
It's confounding how my daughter could attend as many concerts as she attends and always need to sit in the expensive seats. It's confounding how she can't just sit with her friends that are used to sitting in tickets in the back of arenas. But I've created that, so that's my fault. Yeah, everything's confounding to me.
And then just going back to the portal construction of a roster, how hard is it also or is there an art to making sure the pieces also fit together as you're...
Yeah, but again, it goes to who's available, how much money do you have, so that's, it's not like you're at the grocery store. We need this to fit with that. It goes to who's available and how much money you have. When it comes to roster building, every coach, guys, would love to go back to being able to recruit high school guys, have at least limited to one-time transfer. Every guy would like to be able to build a team, build relationships with guys. Every coach would want the same thing for a lot of reasons. Just being able to build relationships with players. But what goes into that is then you build habits. You build habits, and you're able to, you're able to have a team look like the way you want it to look. So times have changed. You just got to keep trying to figure it out, change with the times, man. Because once I think that ship has sailed. Everybody, like I respect all my peers, and no, I don't. I respect a lot of my peers, and I dearly love a few guys, but the complaining's not going to get anything done. It's just not.
Talk about not giving in on kind of those detail-oriented things. Are there things that you have to adjust more broadly? Like, are there things you have to adjust with training?
Yeah, I mean, there's there's always. You're talking about with the team
in terms of like coaching style or anything like certain things that you emphasize or de-emphasize.
Yeah. You got to adjust to your personnel.
Yeah.
Do we have to you know, how our strategic approach. You got to try to find something that they're capable of doing. That's coaching. You got to figure out, you know, asking, I want to do it this way. And I've always, I'm just giving you a hypothetical. I want to do it this way. It's the way I think it should be done. If they can't, you got to find out something they can do to give you a chance to win. Because at the end of the day, you keep giving up 40-something points in the first half, you're in trouble.
Coach, you have a history of like getting your teams to peak right before March, or kind of figuring that out towards the end. Like, how do you feel like you can go about doing that with this team?
You just stay relentless and never give in. And you've got to be willing to adjust. Getting healthy helps. It does. You guys laugh. That shirt must really look bad.
They're trying to do Step Brothers.
Ah,
Right there.
good movie.
They were trying to do
Right
Step
now.
Brothers. It was the
Is that a who's in Mental Westwood Construction or Kenny? Kenny did that to me on purpose. It's all right. I probably deserve it. It's okay. It's all right. Good guys.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You got it.